Phoenix Wright. Kay Faraday, the young lady who calls herself the second Yatagarasu. The piece of cloth that she conjured up has taken me back to many years ago. Oh, okay, I'll catch you later, Blind Umpire. Thank you for coming by, as always. It's good to see you. Yeah, that's right. I did it. I killed the guy. But it was the great thief Yatagarasu that told me to do it. Who? Ask the defendant just exactly what are you trying to say. Don't you get it? I know the true identity of the Yatagarasu. The Yatagarasu is the man standing over there at the prosecutor's bench. Are you saying that I'm the Yatagarasu? Don't you dare deny it. You told me to kill him when you snuck into the embassy. You claiming that Mr. Faraday... Oh, that's her father, I guess. So, I wonder if, in the end, we're going to, like, if her father's been in jail for these past 7 years, but he's not the real Yatagarasu. So we're going to prove him innocent. Not in this case, though, because this is going to be 7 years in the past. We'll free him in the future. We'll come back to the present day for case number 5 to defend him. Except we can't defend him in court because there's no court in this game. Super Dew. Hello, it's good to see you. It is, though. It's like Memento or something. We're hopping all over the... We're watching things completely out of chronological order. And so it is that my first assignment as a prosecutor will be as a replacement for a prosecutor who's been accused by the defendant. Are we in court? No, probably not. Dracula himself.
Have you read over all of the documents regarding this trial?
I'm not going to do voices, but if I were, that would be Von Karma's voice. Paperwork for the prosecutor's substitution is just about complete. Edgeworth, always bear in mind that as your mentor, I, Manfred Von Karma, because this is how people speak. Absolutely delightful. Edgeworth, always bear in mind that as your mentor, I, Manfred Von Karma, will accept nothing short of perfection. I understand, sir. I have the chance to stand in court at such an early stage in my career. I'm honored and proud. As I've watched over your studies, I'm giving you this very rare chance. Prove yourself, crush the defendant's pathetic lies into oblivion. That such a legendary prosecutor is watching over and judging my performance. I have to be perfect in every way. Can we go? Everyone here? Where's your composure? Supposed to talk to him? They gave me free rein to walk around for no reason. Today's trial should have ended in just 1 minute. Because the defendant was picked up by the security camera, correct? Exactly. The killer had the gall to say he only killed because he was instructed to do so. Even more outrageous is his claim that the case prosecutor Baron Faraday. Bernie? Bernie. It's not Bernie, though. It's Byrne. Byrne? Byron? He's a pathetic man who speaks nothing but nonsense. A way of punishing those who cannot be brought to court. What does that mean? Okay. Secured an hour of recess for you to prepare to do just that. Yes, sir. I've memorized everything that is written down in the case files. Explain the case to me. I want to see if you really know what you're talking about. Understood. A murder was committed on September 8th in front of the Codopian? Why would you name something that? In front of the Codopian embassy. The victim, Mr. Deed Man. Jeez, guys, really? Mr. Sean Penn, who was a staff member at the embassy. The defendant in this case, Mr. Macrell. Are you sure he's not a herring? A red herring? Was held for questioning the night of the incident as he was deemed suspicious. He was quickly placed under arrest for possession of the murder weapon, a gun. Furthermore, at the time of the murder, the great thief Yatagarasu had successfully infiltrated the Kodopian embassy as well. At first, Rel claimed that he himself was the Yatagarasu, but that he did not kill Sean Penn. No, Sean Bean. Why am I saying Sean Penn? Sean Bean is the guy who always dies. I wonder what he expected to gain from such a desperate lie. It's possible he wants to go down while in the spotlight if he is found guilty. There truly is no limit to the people's inanity, but I digress. Continue, Edgeworth. Yes, sir. During the trial, the prosecution presented the security footage that captured the murder. The footage clearly showed Mr. Rel as the murderer. The act of Mr. Rel firing the gun could be clearly seen from the visitors' gallery. Upon seeing that, the defendant retracted his statement and admitted to the murder. I did it because I was told to, by the real Yatagarasu, Baron Faraday. Sounds about right. However, you've forgotten one thing. While this may appear to simply be the murder of a Kodopian embassy staff member, people are actually referring to it as the second KG-8 incident. Very sorry, sir. I fear I failed to study hard enough. Even among the police, it's information that only a select few are privy to. Hook me up! In order for me to tell you that, you must first learn about the original case. Duh! That's why I asked you. Take a look at these documents. 3-year-old newspaper. A mono group scandal before, right? The secretary of Ernest Amano, Amano Group's director, was arrested. Smuggling. Okay. CCU. Alright, fine. CCU was an employee of the Amano Group, and the sole witness to the smuggling operation. It was she who brought the crime to light. However, Miss Yu was silenced before she could testify in court. Wasn't a Kodopian embassy staff member arrested for the murder? Manny Cochin? Manny Cochin. Okay. Due to the lack of evidence, the case went unsolved. Lack of evidence? Second floor basement. Faraday was the prosecutor on the case then, and he was as pathetic as ever. So let's go back in time another 3 years in order to solve the case, the case from 10 years ago. Just keep jumping back. I'm also surprised that they didn't find another localization for this, because, you know, that it doesn't exactly roll off the tongue if you don't speak Japanese. Yatagarasu. It's not even, you can't even really, like, parse it. It's weird. I also want to show him my badge. Show him what's up. Check it out, buddy. It's all thanks to you. That's all it says. They're setting this up almost like we really are gonna go to court, but maybe we will, maybe we won't. If it's true that Yatagarasu showed up at the Kodopian embassy, what could he or she have been after? BRB? Cool. What was it that he said to the police? I don't know the details. It's very ironic. By returning the stolen item to the police, it was proof positive that the Yatagarasu had infiltrated the embassy on the same day the staff member was killed.
What is it, little girl?
I want to trade these coins with you. Okay. A Japanifornian dollar. Wonderful. I wonder if one of those coins is gonna have like a tracking device in it or some nonsense. Or a microphone. We're in the courtroom. Not sure. I wasn't really paying attention. Oh, there's the judge. Here come the judge. Here come the judge. Officially their first meeting. I could have sworn that I heard a popper going off. It was actually a gunshot, though. It's an emergency. Oh, is this Meekins? No, it's Gumshoe. No yelling. Mr. Faraday and the defendant. The two of them. They're both dead. The hell is this? So I guess that it's just like I said, we have completely abandoned Zhang Fa or whatever his name is, and Shina, and we're just gonna have more new people to meet. I wonder what the reasoning was behind this. Who are you? Tyrell Bad.
I am the law.
Not failing this mute. Like compared to what's Godot's theme? The fragrance of dark coffee? Like that's a character theme song. And that's a, you know, the way that a character, a real character looks. This is just some guy. And this sounds like Sega Genesis music or something. I don't know. You're not quite winning me over, game. This is more interesting now that we're out of the nonsense funhouse, but...
Nothing to say to you, kid.
Oi, Kuzo. No, he's going for a lollipop. Oh, okay, it's a mirror. All right. I'm like, did I just get completely memed? Okay, no, it's a mirror. All right, he's grooming himself. Faraday was stabbed to death with some kind of blade, and he had a gun in his hand. The other man, Mr. Macrell, was shot and killed. He was found holding a bloody knife in his hand. Detective Dick Gumshoe. He's claiming that no one else entered the room. If that's the case, then they must have killed each other. Maybe. Such impudence. Look, buddy, I don't know if you know who you're dealing with. Showing that off make you feel like a big, strong prosecutor? Yeah, it does. Uh-oh, are we gonna get the bad end? We're gonna trip the losing flag by showing our badge to too many people. Not your son, Pops. And again, stuff like that, I think, is the localization team just doing their best to stay faithful to the original Japanese, when really there's a lot more nuance to like ways that you refer to people. Like if you is saying Chan or Kun or whatever. Addressing him in a manner that is disrespectful. You can't quite get the same thing in English. We just don't have that level of nuance necessarily. My name is Miles Edgeworth. This is my business card. Look at this smug anime face. Where does she get off being a smug defense attorney in this universe where defense attorneys always lose? Times 0. I was just goofing around. Callisto U. Okay, so you must be the daughter or the sister of CCU. Callisto. Callisto U. Shouldn't we go in? Or I guess that guy doesn't want to open the door. And I kind of get... Again, I'm just guessing from context, but it seems like maybe Edgeworth has a funny way of talking in Japanese that she finds hysterical. Because she keeps quoting him word for word, and he's not really talking awkwardly. It's just another one of those localization things where you're like, we can either be as exact as possible, or we can. I'm only just noticing that her earrings are like scales, like the justice scales. That's cute. That's so weird. Alright, baby. That's not even a joke. All right. Okay. All right, Gumshoe. Let's meet. Let's meet for the first time. The Gumshoe theme. Detective Dick Gumshoe, and just recently I achieved my dream of becoming a detective. Maybe I should check and make sure I'm not in a flashback of a flashback. Read him a weep. Probably never seen a real prosecutor's badge, right? Alright, let's talk. Now that introductions are out of the way. Tell me what you know. It's like, I don't have to tell you anything. Really? Aren't the prosecutor... Like, that's the line he's supposed to give to Phoenix. Oh my god, this map. I was guarding the door to defendant lobby number 2. To courtyard 3F. Oh, who's gonna tell poor Kay that her father's dead? I freaked out when I heard the gunshot and I kind of froze. That's it. I was in the hallway the whole time, but I didn't hear a single peep of a struggle. That is interesting. This is gonna be some nonsense. Someone here wishes to see you. Cadopian Embassy staff member by the name of Manny Cochin. Blech. What's going on? I have no desire to ever see you again. The suspect from KG8. So in other words, the one who really did it. Nice. See, Edgeworth looks almost the same. Franzi has got to be like 12. Does it say in here? Do we have profiles? Callisto is 22. The daughter of Manfred von Karma and a student of his who's also a junior. Oh, we're gonna be partners. Okay. This is a perfect opportunity for them to work on their prosecutorial skills. Why would a prosecutor have jurisdiction over the head detective? I don't get it. Whatever. It's like the exact opposite of the way things should work. Disappoint me. She has a riding crop instead of a whip. Quickly run me through the facts. Checking things out on your own. Very well. Well, the window's open. Is the only real explanation that they killed each other simultaneously? Fine, whatever makes you happy. Can I take that as you accepting my challenge? Once again, whatever makes you happy. I'm going to find the perfect evidence and prettily present it like the professional I am. He just called you a kid. Going to watch these two. Oh, how beautiful. Time to duel. And if you were to call me prosecutor boy one more time, it will be my duty as a prosecutor to look into your monthly salary. Okay. It's like, let's get on with it. What now? Both a knife and gun were used as murder weapons. Yeah. First question of the investigation, where did the men acquire these weapons? The gun was inside of Faraday's bag. Piece of evidence that was presented in the trial earlier today. But how did Faraday get it through the metal detector? Unless it was in a Faraday cage. No, does that stop metal detectors? I don't even know. It was used to kill the Kodopian embassy staff member. Never heard anything about the knife. Mr. Rell was being held by the police. There's no way he could have brought it in. Which means it's possible that Faraday had the knife on him from the start as well. Piece of evidence that had yet to be presented, but then why doesn't Detective Bad know about it? Wait, what if... Looks like Mr. Faraday attacked Mr. Rell first, who then counterattacked. Too early, okay. Alright. What's in the bag? Mr. Faraday's bag. It's probably the trial evidence I was supposed to collect from him. Oh, there's nothing in it. Okay. Nice foliage. Alright. Let's look at the bodies. What's that outburst for? It was Mr. Rell that fell first, see? You don't need a detective's instinct for that. It's common sense. Alright, first the knife. Died with the knife in his hand. There's some blood stuck on it. Must have used this as a weapon. No doubt about it. Was Mr. Faraday carrying this on his personage? Did he bring this as a piece of evidence for the trial? Or did he bring it with a very different intention in mind? I should jot some notes down about Why are there plastic bags scattered all around? Keeping evidence safe. I know that much. Could these plastic bags be evidence of a fight? I don't know. His hand is all black down here. Ink on his left hand, okay. That's really hard to see, too. I just kind of lucked out that I tried the hand. Let's check the gun. No, it's not that weird. He shot him, the guy fell down, and then a few seconds later he fell. Not exactly rocket science. I guess that's everything. Whoops. What if he had a heart attack? What if someone wrote his name in the death note? Can't confirm Mr. Rel's cause of death with his body position like that. Labby. In 3 minutes, we've taken enough photos of the scene. You can now proceed to move the bodies around. Investigation of a crime scene is the work of a detective, so don't touch a thing. He's absolutely right. Ballistic markings do match that gun. They've been dead for like 60 seconds now. How did you take ballistic markings already? Nonsense. So the bullet that was fired from this gun is what felled Mr. Rell. Okay. Here is the stab wound. Knife wound. Was he stabbed after death? Because there doesn't look like there's very much blood for somebody who died from a stab wound. Wearing a muffler. The fact that he didn't hear a struggle kind of makes it sound like maybe the stabbing happened, like they weren't fighting with each other, but who knows what happened. Fountain pen. Oh, with a nice nib. Care about his gold necklace? Nope. Codopian Stefan, but then he was murdered himself. At least a yard or two away. Okay. Took the gun and knife out. Aimed the gun at Mr. Rail and fired. It's a terrible theory. That is a terrible theory. Oh, wait, there was a third page. Oh, it's just a picture. Let's talk to Franzi. Naruhodo. Did you figure something out? It's a competition. No. Alright, let's look at the window. This is a big deal. That's why the curtain is flapping. No way someone escaped through this window, pal. Fall from the third floor. Oh, there's iron bars on the window. No human can climb through those barred windows except for a small child. K is the murderer. Open and shut case. Splotch on Mr. Faraday's hand. I wonder if it might be the ink from his fountain pen. Let's ask the lab guy. Okay, that gave me the fountain pen. I don't know what else we're gonna do, though. Tea set and plastic bags on top of the table are completely undisturbed. Strange. Can I logic these together then? I don't know what the conclusion would be, but yeah, apparently. Tidy pile of plastic bags on the table. And yet, a portion of them wound up scattered on the floor as well. Not likely that the ones on the floor were knocked over during a struggle. In which case there might be another explanation. The blood on the outside of the bag is related somehow. They checked it that fast. Okay. Didn't find anything else on or in the bag. It's Faraday's blood on a plastic bag. We're getting a lot of evidence, but I have no idea what any of it means. Check the TV. Way too noisy. So I didn't touch it? Not much left to investigate, huh? They really did kill each other. No. Can't conclude that quite yet. Still something I find very peculiar here. The theory that they simply killed one another is too simplistic in this case. In fact, there's actually a contradiction that shows there is another possibility. Alright, let me look at this wound again. No burn marks. Would I deduce it on here? Actually, hold on. Let me examine this again. Oh, I didn't even examine this one before. If they killed each other, the gun is a contradiction to a lot of things, because the gun has the note that says there's evidence that it killed him from a few yards away. If that's true, they shouldn't have fallen on top of each other, and he shouldn't have been able to stab him either. Right? That seems really difficult to prove, though. I don't know if I would present the gun on the stab wound or the knife. The fact that there was no sound of struggle also makes it sound like the one guy wasn't killed by a knife, because it's a little noisy. Let's save it, because this is a place where we might end up using a bunch of It's not immediately clear. I'm gonna try presenting the gun on the knife. I guess. Nope. See, for the very first deduction of the game, I mean of the chapter, this is a little too wide open. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 things that we can present on, and we've got quite a few pieces of evidence too. And even if we formed a reason why we don't think they could have killed each other, there's so many different ways to explain it. Oh, he's left-handed. They care so much about handedness. I forget these things. As soon as anyone says anything about somebody being left-handed or right-handed, it matters. It always matters. It has never not mattered. Left-handed right with his fountain pen, ergo he is left-handed. Even though that's not necessarily true. He could be ambidextrous. You don't know. That, ladies and gentlemen, is the great contradiction haunting this crime scene. But it's not like what I said was a false conclusion, right? It's a problem. The other thing was also a contradiction. The fact that if he was shot from a couple yards away, then how did he get stabbed? If you shot him in the chest and it was a fatal shot, he shouldn't have been able to also get stabbed. So I'm going to put the gun in his hand after he died. Plastic bags, oh, to avoid fingerprints? And just like that, the investigation's over. Alright, so it's kind of a short stream, but I think this is where we'll wrap up for tonight. Just in time to get the autopsy report. Oh, I can't do it here, I guess. It is probable that Mr. Bell survived for a short time after he was shot. Okay. Mr. Faraday died instantaneously from a stabbing? I guess you could. Alright, so now we're good. Alright, thank you guys. If I do stream tomorrow, which I would like to do, that's going to be more of the Talos Principle DLC, Road to Gehenna, which gave me a lot of trouble immediately. It seems like the puzzles in Road to Gehenna are fairly difficult compared to the ones in the main game. We'll see if that's actually true or if I was just thrown off by the first 1 or 2 that we did. But that is the plan. So thank you for tuning in. We'll be playing some more of this later in the week.